What is up, Bears fans? Welcome to your Bears Huddle. I'm Aaron James. This is your UK take on all things Chicago Bears. We are coming out of the bye week. We are getting ready for Monday Night Football against the Washington Commanders, a revenge match as we travel. Obviously, play against the Commanders to get our own back for that horrific loss last season. That Hail Mary loss that just still scars, guys, scars. Now, one of the things I think we do need to address, and we hopefully has been addressed over the bye week, is the rush defense, which has not been good at all this season. Yes, the defense has suffered from players missing. People like Austin Booker, Kyler Gordon, Jalen Johnson. Now, it looks like players are starting to return, which is good news. Kyler Gordon, saying when he was asked yesterday that he is back and he will play. Love it. Absolutely love my man Spidey. Glad he is back. I think he will help address a number of needs there. And we'll talk about that shortly. Austin Booker, I think, also will bring some much-needed pass rush threat. Dayo Adeyingbo obviously has failed very badly. Montez Sweat not playing particularly great either. Austin Booker had a great preseason. I know it was only preseason, but he did do exceptionally well. And I think there's a lot of hope within the fan base and within kind of those analysts as well that Booker can step it up and kind of make up for the lack of production by Dayo Adeyingbo. He got that new deal. He's gone on for a massive payout next season. Maybe that's something we do need to look at. Adeyingbo has certainly not done it at all. And maybe Austin Booker can step in and take that up to the next level and actually push Adeyingbo further down the pecking order in Chicago. But having those defenders back, I think, will help. The defensive line has been exceptionally poor against the rush. Now, if you look at these stats, the cold, hard facts, we are ranked 31st in the NFL for our rush defense. We have allowed 658 games. We average 658 yards, We average giving away 164.5 yards per game on the ground. Only worse than us are the Miami Dolphins on 174.2. The next team above us, the Tennessee Titans, who, let's face it, are very, very poor, are 146.8. So, there's a gap there, a clear gap there. The rush defense has been bad. The D-line has been bad. I think also the fact that TJ Edwards has been missing as well has also impacted that, as well as Noah Sewell has done in kind of covering for that. Not having TJ Edwards has been a fundamental part of what is wrong. Now, TJ Edwards looks like he will return as well. Now, Dennis Allen has talked, obviously, about Kyler Gordon a lot during pre-season. He talked about the fact that, Kyler Gordon would have a big part to play in this offense. And I think he will have a massive part to play now he is back. Especially with Jalen Johnson been out for probably what is going to be the entire season. Kyler Gordon, I think, can be used as an outside cornerback to some degree as well. I think he can be used in the slot still. I think he can be used as a safety. I think he can be used in a number of positions. I think he can be a Swiss Army knife that can help not only address the running defense, but also help address the passing defense in terms of guarding that number one receiver, and supporting Tyreek Stevenson, who has improved, I feel, over the last couple of weeks. Yes, it was only against the Raiders and the Cowboys, but he still has made strides forward. So in terms of those returning players that will make a difference, we look at Austin Booker, obviously drafted last year. Like I said, had a great preseason, looked like he was an absolute beast in preseason. Then obviously got that injury, placed on IR, but he's back now. And Austin himself, spoke about that. He spoke about his frustration at being out, his frustration at missing times. He said it was super frustrating, but you've got to trust the process, trust everything that happens for a reason, and work hard to get back on the field. And that's what I did. And now Austin is back. Now, last season, he played 17 games, 21 tackles, 14 solos, 7 assisted, 1.5 sacks, 3 stuffs. That was it. But I think Booker can play much more of a role this season. I think he can take a step forward. I think he can help reinforce that defensive line. He can help reinforce that situation over the whole rush defense, and also bring some pass rush help as well. Montez Sweat has not done great this season so far. And I think that, Austin Booker can, actually help us take our pass rush up. We are one of the poorest teams in terms of getting sacks as well this season. We're right down there in terms of sacks. Again, I think Booker can possibly help with that. Now, I'm not saying that Booker is going to go on to be the next Max Crosby or the next TJ Watt or the next Jadavon Clowney or the next Myles Garrett or any of those guys. I'm not saying that for a minute, but I do think that he can bring a step up and a level up from what is currently being provided by Dayo Adeyingbo. I do think that he will help also with that rush defense and, re-emphasizing that and reconstituting it to some degree with Dennis Allen's schemes and plans. TJ Edwards being back for me is absolutely massive, absolutely huge. TJ Edwards is a monster. Having him back is huge. I think he will make a huge difference as in that probably going into that middle linebacker slot. Now, if you look at him last couple of seasons when he's been healthy in Chicago in 23 and 24, he's had big seasons. 155 yards, 155 tackles total, 91 solos, 64 assisted, 2.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 3 interceptions. He's got a good track record there. Again, last season, 129 tackles, 79 solo, 50 assisted, 4 sacks up. I think, again, that's something that he can bring, that pass rush threat, that different options, the blitz options he can bring for Dennis Allen that he hasn't had Dennis Allen so far. 1 forced fumble, 2 fumble recoveries, 1 interception. Again, having TJ Edwards back is going to be massive, I think, going into the second part of this season post-bye week. He will be a big part, I think, in helping in terms of improving that run defense, and I think also you'll see use of 3 linebacker sets with Tremaine Edmonds, Noah Sewell, and TJ Edwards as well to help counter that rush threat from opposition teams. And look, the Commanders will bring that. They're a good rushing side, the Commanders. They will bring that threat. And I do think that having TJ Edwards back will be massive. The one I'm most excited about, obviously, is having Kyler Gordon back. Again, I think he brings a lot of options. The corner blitzes, I think that's something he can get into. Going into the outside corner to help cover for the absence of Jalen Johnson, I think is huge as well. To me, Kyler Gordon will be a big add back in. And I think Dennis Allen has missed Kyler Gordon. Dennis Allen spoke, didn't he, very much about the role that Kyler would play in this defense. Not having Kyler has had an impact. And I think his talent and his ability will help us with that rush defense as well. Going back over the seasons, yes, he has missed games in previous seasons. Obviously, he's missed the start of this season. But, he's a guy who can bring it. He can do that job. He got a sack in 23, he got half a sack last year. He's got forced fumbles on his record. His tackles are strong. He's quick. He's a good corner. So I do think having him back as well will add to this. Now, Grady Jarrett doesn't look like he will be back, but Austin Booker added back in, Gavin Dexter. Billings, I think Big Billings has a part to play as well. He is an excellent rush defender. Again, I think he can bring a lot to this team as well. But that rush defense is something we do need to address in this second half of the season, in this part of the season, if we're going to be successful. Stopping the run is a big thing that the Bears need to do. It eats up clock. We need to stop teams running the ball against us, especially obviously as our run attack is so poor. And we will be talking about on a further video. But guys, I'd love to know your thoughts. Personally, big optimism going into this part of the season now. Post-bye week, having these guys back is going to be huge. Massive for me. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Obviously, if you enjoyed the content, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Help us to grow. It's been a pleasure speaking to you as always. Guys, bear down.